take back what's been stolen from me, little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. I got my eyes on you, and you got no clue what I'm supposed to do. I can't help myself. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. No, you wouldn't take what's not yours. If you know who I am, when the night will fall, I'll haunt your dreams. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete.
Check. 1, 2.
I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it and next. Whip this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Oh shoot, they don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition. We just turned the field into a demolition. It was desolate, but I had premonition. I was training for war, every exhibition, every extra mission, every enemy listening. Get off my dick, I got bad intentions. Make it right every wrong, and I'm back with a vengeance. I show you the ropes. Peace in my town, I can show you the coast. Up in the shots if they wanted to smoke. If you know, then you know. Suited up, my whole team do the same. Don't you forget who created the game. Ready for war, I was born with grenades. The trenches where soldiers are made. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
It's time. Are you ready? You always gotta go pee. Shake it off. You shake it more than 3 times, you know.
Double up. The money I cut.
Here we go. Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dogg. My name is Lane and I am the village idiot on patrol tonight. I can't hear me. Why not? Shout out to everyone joining me tonight. See, Strake is here. Haven's got some good news. It's paid off all of his real world debt today with crypto LFG. Had to sell a little percentage of his holdings there, but personal. That is a smart move, Haven. That's a sign of a pro right there, baby. Congratulations. Got to give him a shout out for that, man. That is one of the most important steps that you can do once you do get into profit, man. If you in debt, get out. Trust me, your gains will be a lot more. Get out of debt as soon as you can. And then, man, talk about riding the wave up. It's so much better. So shout out to Haven getting out of debt. That is a step closer to financial security. That's the only kind of security we need right now, is that financial kind. I can't find the button, Haven. Here we go. Shout out. Be a shining example. Yeah. All right. Right on. Yeah. My man. Give me just one.
Itsy bitsy little tiny second of air.
Where did you go? You shake it more than 3 times, you got a problem, mister. And we're back. Shout out to 420. I see you guys. See you out there. Hey, save 10% off Tangem wallets. Just saying. Pretty cool. They got to celebrate Bitcoin Pizza Day with a special edition of Tangem wallet. Haven gifted a membership. Antonio was the lucky man who got it. Dr. Mink, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. And we got Jamie. A check. What to do if you're still in a trade on MexC after June? I don't think you have the option to still be in a trade because they will close those suckers. So you want to make sure you have all that stuff tucked away before that happens. It sucks when you're having to find an exit plan. There also are some alternatives out there, alternative exchanges. And then also, I've not yet jumped out to the Plow ID. I'm waiting for the market to turn around when I can finally take that profit I'm supposed to have been taking. We'll talk about that a little bit. But that would be one option. But this happens. This is just part of the game. You gotta get used to it. The good exchanges will get notoriety, and then there's some pressure. Usually KYC and all of that will keep coming rolling around, and then they have to step out of the limelight, and then another one comes up. Binance to KuCoin, then KuCoin had to shift out, and they had to be strict on KYC. While MexC was still in the show, so now it's on MexC. There's several others out there that are not, KYC. One of them that I like is CoinEx, but you do need to use a VPN service just to protect your privacy because you don't want hackers coming in and rambunctioning around your computer system while you're online. That would not be safe, and that would be un-American to think that it would be safe to put you in a vulnerability like that because we like to protect our privacy in America. It's what our Constitution was founded upon. I just like to remind people about the Constitution. I think we all need to probably read it every day and to remind ourselves what we stand for. So we won't let those freedoms be taken from us. But crypto's right up there with freedom to own property, baby. So CoinEx is a good one that I like. Unix is a good exchange. Now I think I don't know if you have to KYC there or not. I'm not sure, but you can. But it's no problem for U.S. people whatsoever at Unix, and that's why I like them. And they're a good group of guys. People I've communicated with over there, or representatives. Man, just been straight on the up and up, and just getting around people. It seems like. I lost me chat. It happens. I'm a boomer. I can't figure out how to use these things. Give me just a second. Get you guys back. Oh, yeah. And I think I got everybody, right? Rising Sun, glad to see you. But, Jamie, I'm still in this. I've got a MexC account too, but haven't experienced this before with Binance and KuCoin. And it sucks because it always seems like this falls during a down period. So you don't want to get stuck in a down period. So any kind of rise that we get, yeah, might want to work on. I mean, you can move things off of there. The problem is with the ERC20 tokens and the expense of that, they kind of suck. So you kind of I weeded mine out and moved funds over there. But I'd moved off as much as I can what I wanted, you know, the ones I was really concentrating on, and the other degen plays and stuff like that. Some I had to take a loss on. So you don't want to be in a situation where you're forced to. You want to try to plan that as soon as you can, like start moving now. Now, why don't you follow your own advice, Road Dog? Shh, shh, shh. Who said that? Which one of you said that? One of my personalities has some lips tonight. I'm going to have to sew shut. Hey, Haven. My man. Appreciate you, buddy. Dr. Ming says, I've changed exchanges more times than I can count. Yeah, that is part of the game. I find myself doing more over on CoinEx, but I have to be careful because, you know, the kind of leverage trading I'm doing over there, I don't want to get caught up with what happened to me on KuCoin either, so. Hey, and then there's another membership gifted by Haven and C-Tree. Hey, C-Tree. Welcome to the club, my man. I do membership streams. I've started to do that, and I get to kind of expose a little bit more of, I don't know, like my portfolio. Well, not my portfolio. It was a Road Dog portfolio, but over on CoinEx is what I had, but it just got bigger than I'm comfortable with putting here because I have to manage it closely right now, which is what we need to talk about tonight with our altcoins. We're in that kind of shady area right now. So right over here, if you can see, I've got total 3, and sometimes I like to put it on the bigger screen, and it looks different when I do it because I've got a different setup over there. Or maybe you just can't see it as much. We're pulled out on the daily over here, and see, we've been in this nice little megaphone pattern, and these are usually bearish patterns, except in case we're in like a really bullish section of the market, and then they can go just wild, man. They can go wild, but they're kind of fun because they can go to highs that you're like, oh no, there's no way it's ever going to get, oh crap, it made it up there. And so they've been very interesting play. We've been seeing a lot of those in altcoins altogether. It looks like we're coming back down to possibly test the bottom of that, and I'm hoping that's where we will get a bounce. Now, since we have some more information here over time, there are a few things that we can kind of play with, and that's to check out some of these little angles here. You know, the biggest thing that I want to point out on this chart is this 3618. That was our sign, and we've tapped that sucker twice. That was pulled from is this move down here, our wave 1 on Elliott count. If you get into all of that, you don't have to. Don't worry about it. But then that signifies, hey man, this section of the game is very possibly quite over. Which doesn't mean like, oh no, we're going to zero. No, it just means that, man, this is where we get a correction. So this would be a top, and then they usually get like some kind of what they call it an ABC correction if you're at the top of the 5 wave. I don't want to get into that. I'm not an Elliott specialist, and I don't claim to be. So make that clear right now. But it is kind of neat, you know, to apply these principles, have them in, you know, just filed in the back of your head so that you can refer to them or say, oh yeah, I kind of see that, or, you know. I like Elliott because it helps me kind of figure out reversal areas or make sure I didn't miss one, you know, that I could overlook otherwise. This guitar is awesome. But here we are at $638 billion in market cap for total free. That's our altcoins, right? I wish they would take stablecoin out of that mix, but maybe it is, but I don't think so. But we could be dropping all the way down to 607, meaning that, hey man, altcoins could get really juicy. Because imagine this, what we're hoping for is a bounce here, and maybe, you know, we'll come back up and this will turn out to be one of those funky kind of W bottoming patterns at a support level. Could happen, bouncing off of that. That's what, cross my fingers, that's what I want to see. And that's, you know, if we're looking for the yo-hopium, well, that's it, baby. Breathe it in. Because if we can bounce, we can come back up to these areas and maybe have a little bit of a pullback. I mean, remember, there's like a ABC, that's kind of a down, up, down. And maybe we'll get lucky it stops here. I don't know. Before coming down here, we don't want to see it come all the way down here, right? Okay, well, we have to be cautiously aware if we do come down to these areas. This is what I'm trying to say. But it could be an area where we could see the bounce that we're actually looking for. And, you know, probably things do travel in channels, and that's where I'm coming from. And let's just get rid of that altogether. I'd just like to, if I find an angle that we can be playing, I like to just validate it. And I may have to extend this down just a little bit. I lost a little bit of that angle, but this is dang near close enough for horseshoes and whatnot. Now, she suggests that if we do lose this, we could find a bounce area, but man, that looks like more down and everything. We don't want that. We want to bounce here. No guarantees we'll get it. We'll look for that, but it could be a partial decline for this channel here, and that could be the bounce, and that's what I got my eyes on. And at this point in the market, I think that it's not unreasonable to look for that at all. We zoom out on Bitcoin like we should always do when we start taking a look at the market. Find a good chart that I hadn't marked up and muddied up too bad here. What have I got going on over here, dude? I heard some of the ideas that, yeah. I mean, call me crazy, but I'm still looking for a possibility to come up to this 77,000 here. Now, I'll tell you why. It's because I'm playing around with it. You see these candle closes here? Well, I'm a big angle freak, man. We just talked about that a minute ago, right? And that's what this is. Now, if we got a couple of touches over here, or maybe we can go up and wick up to those again, because we wicked up to those tops before. That's what I'm looking at. Now, one other thing that we could do here, I lay this little line right here on top of this candle body top right there, and you see how it just beautifully touches where we wicked to. I will be disappointed. I want to call this, I'm just going to call you weak, Bitcoin, if you don't come up here to these areas. I'm just saying this is a weak move, and I'm thinking I'm not going to say the word, but I almost did. It's family show, Bitcoin. Don't wuss out on us. It's not a good look. You got to be strong. And I think you are. I think you're playing with us right now. But I'm going to lock this little baby in as a secondary. It makes it kind of like a little range, you know, instead of a horizontal range, kind of looking at a little bit of a slanted range. But I respect the bottoms. I respect the angles and how can you not? I mean, I guarantee if I take this and copy it, you're going to see it. You're going to see it respected in other places. somehow there's going to be some kind of support resistant flip or some kind of, you'll see candle bodies and wicks touch in zones and areas. It will just line up. And these areas, well, this little support resistance flip, that little support resistance flip, this would be and right here with that wick up there, this would be an interesting area that if we ever do get a big move to the downside, it's also some other confluence saying that 55 would probably be a good area that we would find support. There's actually a lot of signs right here on the weekly telling me that, and we are using weekly candles here, by the way. And yeah, earlier, pulling it up to the top of this little wick here, right here, gives us a little bit more. Ooh, I like that actually. Because you see, right over here, this candle top, and then we came back and there was a little something there. I'd say we see a little bit more on like a 3-day or a 2-day or something. Yeah, right over here. See, we're going up to here, and then we came back to that area, and on the 3-day, it's right at that line. So this being a weekly thing, that should be a nice little strong area too. We're just kind of looking at things right now. On this weekly, I wanna this little green thing I got over here, Ichimoku Cloud, saying thumbs up, baby. I'm still on your side. I'm still for a pump, is what she's saying. We can get a pullback, and my thesis, my hypothesis, lately it doesn't show up as well on the weekly. You can see it a little bit better here on the daily. Oh, stop it! You can see it better here on the daily. And it's the same thing. Are you not? Did we do that on the daily? Or we do that on the 3-day? Oh, now you're getting on my nerves. Okay. I see. Checking my chart out. Well, let's just do it. Let me see if I can get some of these lines off of here. So we broke out of a channel, and my opinion at this moment, until I see anything different, we just retested it and may come down and retest that top in the channel again, or may not even make it all the way down there. So it's just always good when let's just do it all. Screw it. Got lots of things going on here. So from right here to the bottom, right up to there, we'd make that into a line, right? Let's make her nice and long so we can drag her around and play with her. She likes to be played with. What's all that? We don't need that there. Got another channel idea, guys. All kinds of. So there is one channel that we were working with, one set of lines. Right. We were working with that. That was the very basics. If you step back and include this, we were actually looking at something else. But then things changed. Then we got this little guy. And I want to make him big and fat and red so we can see him, or big and fat and orange. Now we copy this guy and then we drag him right up to on top, so we got a channel, and we're away from it there. I'll drag it out so I can get some touches. Touch, touch, touch. And so we see that we started down this channel and then broke out, and this is the one that we retested. And appear, in my personal opinion, to be retesting again. It looks a lot cleaner on this chart. Tighten this up down to some candle bodies. And, you know, every line that we draw, we got to keep in mind, it's not just a tight little line. It's actually a zone. So you got a little give and take on both sides. That's why you get some wicks out and everything. Makes it easier, in my personal opinion, if you go by the candle bodies. Sometimes you might want to utilize the wicks just to kind of find the outer perimeters of an area, just to kind of get that final little say-so, you know, that final little confirmation. But when you zoom out, does she look bad? Does she really look that bad? I mean, the whole market is terrified right now. I need a good color. Let's get red. That's for fear. Everybody's afraid right now. Copy that little guy, pull him down. So we got this little flaggy thing. Look how nice that angle held right there. Ooh, right down here. Love it. I love it. It's like some kind of weird ass geometry because I messed up. How did you stay so good? Because I see where I screwed up. You're such a dang perfectionist. You're anal. Man, well, I don't know. I know. Oh, they were so pretty before. I know. It's just I'm stupid that way. I do that stuff. No, I got a little something different, but I'm going to respect my angles. I'll lay you right down here underneath that candle body. This stuff will look different on different time frames too, but you still get the overall gist. If this is what it thinks it is to be, could this be a flag? If it is a flag, it's got a trend line right here that it can bounce off of. It's also got this one up here that it can bounce off of. It's also got a moving average that's kind of going up that way. We got a 200 moving average, we got a 100 moving average, we got a 50 moving average, and they're all sexy and they're ready to keep going up because that's the direction that they're headed. They're not ready to turn around and go back home anytime soon. No, it takes a little bit more to change their mind. And that's going in our favor on this bigger time frame on the daily, so I like that. But it doesn't mean that we can't come down. That's the sad thing. This little Ichimoku cloud we're in the middle of says, maybe you can come down. I can show you. So might we come down to some levels around 58,000? That's what we're kind of looking for. It is possible to wick into here. We got a little bit of wiggle room in here, but I don't want to see price really break these areas whatsoever. I don't want to see it come below this orange line. I get nervous even on a wicks because then I've got to start looking, but in case she does start moving down that way, we just take this line and kind of move her down a little bit more, and since she comes down here, yeah. Where would that put us? About 59? Maybe a wick area to 59. That's as bearish as I want to see you, baby. So where we are right now with the market is where the market makers like to park us on a Friday. What's going to happen? I don't know. And I think they're trying to test in to see what's up with you, man. This has got the classic sign of accumulation right here. This is what you see the moving averages do in the 5 moving average strategy. We get up to the top like that, and you notice, the 9, the green one hangs out there, and then this red 21's hanging out there. The 50's coming up to join it there, and then the 100's kind of coming up to join it. And if you go down on your time frames, you'll see that same thing been happening. I call it the moving average orgy because it seems like they just all want to come up here and just hang out and slither around like a bunch of little snakes around price, and just they're consolidating. And eventually, one of these bigger moving averages on one of these time frames, I haven't quite figured out its secret yet, but I'm watching closely. I will decode you, little baby. It might be here on this little 12-hour one I'm seeing right now. But I do notice a lot that at some point you'll see a 200 moving average come up to here, and eventually it'll bounce off of one of those or that area, however you want to look at it. But I could not at this moment in time tell you which one that it might be. But when we do figure that out, that will be a very interesting time frame that we want to mark and watch. Because it deserves some respect. So for altcoins, Bitcoin's coming down. Might see a little something there because it's kind of odd. Bitcoin dominance right now still looking bullish to me, man. Looking like she's still wanting to go up right now. No so bueno for altcoins, man. It looks like altcoins gonna be on discount. Okay, so let's get that in our head. We're going to find good prices on altcoins. That's how we got to approach this, baby. Let's come back to the chat before we start looking at altcoins because I've yapped too much, and it's time to get down to the charts, baby. And SBO says XLM. Let's take a look at XLM. Stellar. I'm going to go with Coinbase. Yeah, I thought we charted it there. Take a look at her on the daily. Now I'm starting to pay a little bit more attention to this 22. Well, it's not too much different from the 12, though. It's really similar to the 12. It's like almost freaking identical to the 12. That's what I was trying to explain when I was trying to get down to these things. Sometimes there's not a noticeable difference between how this calculates stuff. But then from the 22 to the daily, there's a little bit more of a difference. Same as you'd find from the 12 to the daily almost. Daily? The 12. Anyway. Same as I think we talked about before here. This is going to be the great little buy zone, the same place where it wicked down to before. We just need to extend it out there a little bit. And that's about 10.2 cents. Probably, more than likely, we'll see that area tested. Yeah, that's pretty good. About 10.2. Be a nice little area for it to come down and find some support. Or maybe you might see it at 10.6. It could retest this area, maybe find a little bottom area. Some ideas there, but I would look at this area to see if it holds. If it does, that's a good sign. If it doesn't, well, everything might be coming down to 8. So have to take that one step at a time there. Stricker says, glad the weekend is here. Me too. Any news today? Hey, Ethereal, $1.49. I appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate all your support, my friend. You know, he did not have any news, but I don't think we went over it at all last night because sometimes I do get distracted. But we can take a look at his last post. It was actually from yesterday. Let's see the news. It was a long list. And wouldn't you know it, this thing's being rambunctious. All right, so recently in crypto, Coinbase International Exchange has announced a listing of AEVO, ENA, ETHFI perpetual futures on May 2nd. Access Protocol has teased the launch of the new Access Hub on Monday. And Bounce brand has announced the upcoming launch of Bounce M&A, a new feature for managing digital asset mergers and acquisitions. News for ApeCoin. They have announced that the Ape Chain testnet is coming soon. Meanwhile, Binance has announced the first project on Binance Megadrop BounceBit. Hero has scheduled halving in September 2024 with discussions about tokenomics taking place in forums. Heroes of Mavia has announced that the Mavia mission schedule is being modified. Mavia circulating supply will remain under 14% up until February 2025. Frank Templeton has enabled peer-to-peer transfers of tokenized shares, Benji, B-E-N-B-E-N-J-I, in its U.S. government money fund on Polygon. So some news for Matic there. Orion has unveiled early beta for its new iOS app. OKX will offer Mason Network MSN farming on OKX Jumpstart. As of April 26th, MSN trading will go live on April 29th. Origin Protocol proposes new tokenomics. The proposal included revenue sharing and staking. Sheeb has announced the Shibarium hard fork is set for May 2nd. Wormholes announced the NTT native token transfer framework, while Zeta Chain has announced ecosystem growth program. This new program allocates up to 5% of total Zeta supply, worth about $10 million. And finally, Zignally has teased that a big update for Zig Chain might be next week. And sometime, maybe next week. I will talk. There may be something coming next week. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. And there you go. That's the news in crypto. Let's take a look at ORNJ. That was a request over in the Telegram community. If you guys didn't know, there is a Telegram community that we have, just a place for cool people to hang out. There's a cool bot that will even do TA on charts for you. Draw your own charts, have it analyze it, give you a trading strategy. It's crazy. Shop. And I'll throw those links in the chat there. And also for the chart room, which is a maze of information. And I should probably talk about that in a minute. I added some more things over there recently. So look at ORNJ. Take a look at it over on MexC. Well, we lost the channel, sad to say. I'm sure that I mentioned this because I make a point to always try to do that. But we're following this candle bodies to candle bodies and everything. But we did have a wick, and that's a sign of weakness, meaning that, you know, eventually you may break through on this. It did break through here again, saying, hey man, that's a lot weaker than this. Throw back up was looking good, but then, you know, like the next time we come down, it may not hold. And sure enough, it didn't. So what do you do with a broken trend line? Well, you pray for a retest, which could still happen, which would probably be back up to this area about 5.3 cents. Or maybe if you get lucky to come back up to 5.7. You know, there's always for the, if you don't freak out, you can obviously get a retest. Now, this doesn't help you much if you're on some kind of leverage, wild, crazy leverage trade, but if you're doing spot, you usually have a point to come back up here where you can de-risk a little bit in case there's another move to the downside. That's one thing that you can be anticipating or looking forward to if you're in this and wondering, oh my God, what's happening? So this channel idea, we're going to negate that clearly. Or we're going to at least negate this area. Now, if you connected the actual dots, first we started out with more of the symmetrical triangle shape, or you see more of a falling wedge. It break to the upside. Now we see that, oh well, let's clear this off. So goodbye to those higher highs for the moment. They may come into play later. 89 and 99. Park them in the back of your mind, but we're nowhere close to it right now. So let's get them off the table and let's take a new look at this little guy. And the first thing we want to do is look at our accumulation levels, right? Because we're headed back toward there. So let's get. There's little guys established. Did we do something different? And let's do a quick analysis here. Where could we be coming down to? So we got two areas to look at that we can possibly find some support, and now we're going to look for any clues. There we go. No, I think that's what we just had that we erased. Some people will take a measurement move from here and put it at the breakout, and that does give us some confidence right here at that Fibonacci area. So I like that as being an area of support, possible support at 27. This swing low to swing high. Also, we've got 886 at that level. Identify the channel that we are currently in for ORNG. And that looks nice. And that also gives us a little bit of, if we don't find some resistance here, and it gives us a spot where we might bounce off the bottom of the trend line at this other Fibonacci area, 18.5 cents. Now that will suck, but these, you can see this as being some decent areas to get in if you like this project. Tighten it up, road dog. Tighten it up there. And I also got some confidence at these areas too. So there is the slightest chance that it will hold here. I don't think that it will. I think it will probably come down to 27 and then maybe even tap 18. So my personal opinion, I think these are some good nibble areas if you're looking for this, or at least a bounce, looking for a bounce off of them. Like you see a bounce here or a bounce here, or we're looking for it to form an area, what we call a partial decline, or just form a level and then eventually break out of this pattern, which it has a really good chance to break to the upside. So you got to let it play out. And we're going to see something similar to this for a lot of altcoins. So get used to it and make a plan how you're going to deal with it. Whether you need to kind of secure your positions a little bit, if you got to set stop losses, you got to move some stuff around, you know, batten down the hatches is what I'm doing on my spot margin trades. So we kind of see what's going on. And so far everything's good, but I'm not jumping out there just, oh, what a great price, let's jump in and buy some right now. No, just chilling, kind of seeing what we do here on the weekends. I think there's a point that I'm trying to make tonight. I don't know if I made it yet, but we're looking to see if retail's coming in. So we got the rest of tonight, we got tomorrow, and what we got, what I'm very curious about, we have to come back to Bitcoin. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't like to talk about Bitcoin, but we have to. So the sell pressure for Bitcoin should decrease over the weekend, and this might be when some bigger whales start to come in and see price come up. That would be cool. That would be a nice little sign. If we don't see that, then we know that we don't have the real buy pressure here to maintain us. And then when we start the week, when the big boys come back in and can, you know, the banks open and they can transfer the big funds from the banks to the markets, because they don't transfer money from the banks. Banks are closed on the weekends a lot of the times, or they're off on their private jets on the weekends a lot of times. I don't know. They don't do much on the weekends. So we can use that as kind of a gauge to kind of figure out how much the retail's coming in, and maybe some of the OG whales playing around and playing some of their games. And so it's a good sign if we see altcoins start to pick up over this weekend. If we see maybe where Total 3 gets a little bounce down here or something over this weekend, it needs to do something bullish, kind of, or a bounce from where it is now. That would be kind of interesting. It could, technically. But it's looking kind of doubtful, to be honest with you. So I'm curious. I'm seeing how things are reacting to the market. Take a look at Rune, then jump into the chat over here and see if you guys got anything. If you guys have anything you want to take a look at, go for it. Otherwise, I've just got a few coins to go over. Some that seem to be hanging out kind of strong, and I just want to see what their charts look like. And even though they may look strong now, I mean, depending on the market, they can still take a dip, you know. So for Runio, I'm still looking at 470. Looks like we're coming down. She came up to this area. That's a little Fibonacci area that should be an accumulation zone. We're retesting there. Yeah. So just below this area would be like it's a really juicy accumulation zone that we don't want to go back down to voluntarily. I don't want to see my bags go back down to $1.75 range, so let's just not talk about that. Here on the daily though, we've been struggling with that 200 moving average, so wow, man. It would be cool. It'd be really cool if we could find support there again and get back above it, but the daily has nothing to do with it. But one thing that I find very interesting, you gotta blow this little sucker up, right? That 9 moving average is still up here. The price on it that it's telling me is $5.46 for the 9 moving average. However, the current price is at $5.10. Might we see this price just kind of wick back up to this area and recover? In my opinion, there's that possibility, at least on the short term. Because that 9 just recently crossed over the 200. Now, if she crosses back over, then I'm going to flip the script on that in a heartbeat because that momentum's flipping. The cautionary tale that I've got here is, man, this 21 moving average is trying to just come down and just photobomb our fund down here, and we don't want that to happen. We would need see a very positive move to pop up for price to come back up here. Needs to reclaim this area here, man, at 565. That's kind of a fib area for, hey man, now we're coming out of accumulation. If we saw that would feel a lot better. This is curving a little bit, so maybe a pop up in price would help deflect this so that it doesn't cross, because if this one crosses over the 200, man, we're back at $4 again, probably. That would suck. I don't want to ride that train. My hope for this past week was that, you know, we would get all these retests for these coins close to this breakout period, you know, and could de-risk a little bit. And we got up there a little bit, but just not enough. We instantly turned back down. So kind of throwing a little kink into my plans, but we're good. We're all right. We're safe. We don't freak out. The worst thing I can imagine doing right now is panic selling. That's the worst thing that I could imagine doing right now. But trade management and portfolio management is what's coming into play. And if you're not good at it, well, now's your time to start practicing and building up those skills. Haven says, should I long with the way people buy that up after the dips is shocking. I have a short order at 63.7. What do y'all think? That's the tits. And sats. Take a look at sats. Iron J is $25. Yeah, she's been dropping a little bit. Ryzen says as I'm in long in Bitcoin. I've been shorting lately. We looked at orange. We looked at orange, right? I meant to post that and I didn't do it. Because that was a request. Let's see. I just got a... where are you? This little rectangle guy. I like this little rectangle guy. Mark that as a buy zone. Give me post that real quick and... Oh, what happened? Yeah, I see that as a nice little juicy buy zone. We will copy that link and we'll just take a little brief tour over here to what was that? Oh, so, my recent trades recently. Yeah, I've been shorting too. There's smaller trades with higher leverage, but I've had some luck with some of those and stopped out on some of them in profit mostly. But I just been kind of lightening up a little bit. I still have some longs though, and they're kind of under. I'm having to manage those, but I'm using lower leverage on those. But for the short ones, I thought, I'll just ride that one, trading a little while, and maybe building one up. I don't know, depending on how this market starts looking. So we got you link over there, and then we'll just paste this over into the trade setups area. Falling like most alts. All right, so let's get back over to the chat here. Hey DP, how's it going, my man? Okay, so we're talking about whiff, right? You're asking, should I long whiff the way people? Let's take a look at whiff. She had a breakdown, didn't she? The 12 and the 22 are so identical that I think it's senseless to have the 22 in there. Unless you want to look special. Oh crap, I'm still on the 22. But I think, I don't know that I would buy it just yet. Got a busted inverted head and shoulders pattern right there. To the upside. No. She didn't break out of the channel trend line here. We're taking a measure move that would have took up that. A breakout. That didn't happen. Yet, anyway. So this isn't, well, it's not invalidated yet if we can carry it down wherever it breaks out. Where did that? Yeah, maybe we should invalidate it. I'm not so convinced that this is going to hold. Especially with what the MACD's telling me here. So there might be a possibility to get it. I mean, somewhere around $2 or cheaper. We're at $2.70 now. Let's see if we can. Because we were in this, that's what we broke to the downside of. They don't have the greatest measure move statistics. A lot of times you can take this shorter one over here and then it'll be a little bit more accurate. And yeah, that's coming down here to these areas too. So I wouldn't be shocked that we would visit 183. So I think it would be a little bit high to buy. And let's see what we're doing on the smaller time frames. It's finding support right now, but I would say this trend line will probably get breached. Just based on the moving averages, how they just kind of, they're just now kind of flipped on us. I would say it would be it seems to be the meme that everybody likes, and it is kind of cute and adorable and everything. So for a meme coin play, I mean, one of the biggest ones on Solana, I think it'd be a great deal around 188, 186. Or that's where I would try to look for trying to pick up some. Rising Set says I have a short order at 63.7. What do y'all think? Where are we at right now? I don't know if it's going to go back up there anytime soon. We got to zoom out a little bit here. Let's see, this is my MexC. This is the one that I usually chart when I'm trading. I got a trend line down here, but it's now we're on a smaller time frame, so I got to adjust it a little bit. Candle body. And I got too much junk over here. So how I kind of look at it when I'm doing this. See, I've got a wick and got some of these non-moving average on this particular. I'm on the 45 minute, not 40, 21. I get about 63.545, might catch it. I mean, she might break up there, but yeah, 63.7 would be right. And then if you respect the candle bodies are going to probably be a stronger. I'm getting right about 63.555, and the moving average here on this particular time frame is kind of backing that up too. It's 21. How I play this when I'm doing this is the I think you guys had 23.7. Some of these areas up here too. I pyramid, even on futures. I just find that it works better for me. So I have a buy here and then a bigger one up here if we come up, and maybe a bigger one up here, and probably would not even be reached. If it did, I'd have to start thinking, well, man, we just made a higher high. I may need to change my strategy. But I'm kind of saying that we might see something a little bit more in line, some reversal there, or a retest up at this area. But that's, I mean, for me, that's, if we come back up here, that's where I'm looking at adding to any shorts that I've got going on. If we bounce up above here, I'm going to have to sing, and find support, I'm going to have to flip. Especially when we start breaking trend lines and stuff. I can't draw a line anymore. What's up with that? So yeah, it looks good. And Ryzen says sats. Take a look at sats. Oh, we got 22 people. Welcome to the stream. A little bit different. We're playing Doctor tonight. Maybe it's the blues. All right, so sats, what are you doing here? I'm on a 45. I'm going to zoom out. Goodness gracious. Graciousness of goodness, I got a mess of everything. So we got the old megaphone pattern, which usually bearish, forming within a channel that we're trying to track there as best we could, and we lost it. That's just probably by the measured move that you would take from this and apply them. She should be in the bottom, a nice bottom possible area, and by the fib I've got here that I've taken, then yeah, we're getting that confluence too. Let's clear this out, take a new look at her, so we don't have any biases. On the daily, try to get some of the noise out. It's going to draw me a nice little trend line right here. Candle body tops, just connect the dots. Nice and solid there. First thing I like to do is and visually before I ever do that, I'm looking at horizontal resistance. That's in my head. That's already I already know how to do all that in my head. So I'll go by candle bodies mostly or touches. So in my head, I've got these areas, right? The second step that I would do is to try to identify a channel, because I'm big on channels, baby. And there we go. Take it down to the last candle body there. I don't like to break the candle bodies. And if I do it just right there, candle body, it comes down to, oh, look, a wick. Now it confirms it. I got more than 3 touches on one side and I got 2 on the other. Now I got a confirmed channel. I need 2 touches on one side, at least 3 on the other to be valid. That's just the general rules for any kind of pattern. And we got that. And so the question is, are we going to bounce off of this support area with these candle closes, or are we going to, we'll probably refine that a little bit. Are we going to come down and touch the bottom of this channel? Because that's our other option if we're going to keep coming down. If we break that channel, then, we go to hell in a handbasket, and we don't want to play that game. We're already close to 0 anyway, right, on sats. This would be a great area for it to bottom out on. It needs to reclaim the 9 daily moving average. When I see it reclaim that, it's trying to recover. And that's the first step of recovery, in my personal opinion. I'll have to watch them on the 4 hour, just kind of see how this stuff plays out. And whew. Anything here? That's interesting. Some would call that a cup and handle, but I don't. So we are at a bunch of zeros in 2881, right? And I see a possibility to come down to 1953, or maybe retest this 2471 area for sats right around here, just right underneath that horizontal support. She could definitely wig down to that area, just kind of expecting the angle. Then she might make a nice little bottom pattern here, confirm it, breaking back above this area at 3904. Kind of fumble around a little bit until she can get back above this other resistance area at 4259, and then we'll just make a slow recovery until we can finally break out of this kind of downward channel. 64% chance of the breaks to the upside. 64 is actually these right statistics. I just don't remember. Floki. How's old Floki doing? Floki in you. Might it be? No, I was about to say, might it be the people, and this time we'll start turning more to meme coins, but she's getting rejected, just like everything else. Little noise here on this chart. Let's get the noise out. Oh, that's too much. I need a little bit more noise. Just a wee bit. We're just chilling and charting tonight on a Friday night. Not get too riled up in our feelings. Just look at the chart. Erase the wrong thing. Not sold on that idea. Perhaps you're the one I need to go by. Let's try that idea. Yeah, I like that better. Especially right up here. We didn't have very much luck getting above that, did we? And this little guy is just following that, so that was the headache we had to deal with, trying to get past that little line we broke. So might we come back down to these areas? Might, but she's looking kind of strong at the moment. She'd have to lose this 9-moving average and the 21. Sitting at 0.00017 for Floki. Break that area. Might see the 13.8 area. I like the way the moving averages are looking. They're actually looking kind of strong. I would expect Floki, after finding whatever bottom support again, whether it's where she is now or a little lower, try to make a breakout again. Arzam, how's it going? Sir, market dumped down. It has been dumping down. We've been seeing the signs for altcoins for a minute. For about a month, really. They've just been stubborn and going down, but now it's finally time to pay the piper, it looks like. Nice Finance, welcome to stream. Can you check Ronin? Sure can. I'm on OKX. Try it on Binance. Let's try it on. Actually, OKX looked like they had more information. Gosh, what is all this mess? I don't think I've looked at this thing since a year or so ago. Nailed it! Oh, it's obligatory, we have to say that. Nailed it. All right, Ronan, look at you, baby. Ooh, that's nice. All right, so what I'm going to do is probably something that you won't see anybody else do because I respect trend lines. I always respect the heck out of them. And see that one that we kind of found resistant on? Well, it's support now, and it looks like it's just retested it and said, yep, you're still there. Well, let's think about going to the upside. But she's not quite ready to go to the upside yet. She's retesting it, but overall, your moving averages are looking good. I mean, you lost this trend line. That sucked, and it retested it. Say this little rejection right there. Boom. Oh, Lord. And that was one of these guys. All right, well. Lost through that old Bukowski. If I had to guesstimate just by measure move of where it might wick down to, where I'd hope that just wick down to and wick back above, maybe about 238. And we got the 200 moving average down here. There's a good chance, you know, she might even come down and, you know, retest that 200 moving average area. Maybe find a bounce there, but definitely, you know, it fell out of the main trend. She can always get it back later, you know, weeks down the road. That could be something that comes into play. But right now we are on the downside. Sucks. But she's way down. But at some point, not far from here, she will change her mind and start leveling out. I mean, and it might. Remember, we are on the support resistance flip. It might be right where we are in this area. We can use a little fib magic to see if we can do a little prediction, if you like. The dark arts. And I'll get the same area right here. At 242, 242. We're just going to take that little line and shove her right up there. I'm using my little cheat sheet right now.
Let's dance.
Let's not. So, Ronan, it'd be cool if she finds support. She could. But if she doesn't, then there's a chance 242 might come to the picture. But this should be a bouncy area. We should find support here and kind of at least, you know, come back up for another before coming back down. Like, we could be looking at that, and it could be doing like this big head and shoulders. And I'm not saying, but we just want to keep our eyes out for something like that. But before it does that, it should at least bounce and come up. So that might be the saving grace that for somebody, or trade 30% gains possible. But we're looking for a bearish retest of this. We already had a couple, but maybe find support. Altcoins are going to be scary for the next couple of weeks, and maybe, gosh, I hope not, a few months. Everybody's posting up, selling may walk away. And I hope not. That sucks, but that means there'll be some juicy prices come, somewhere right before October when they come back and run the Halloween effect. Haven says, hey, the crypto banner gummy bubble now stays on any screen you look at. Now even the top 100 does it. Barbie thinks maybe I should have tried out their little gummy stream. I don't know how all that works, but I like the I don't know, it's kind of a cool thing. And they're starting to do some more stuff with it. I mean, it's all still a meme, and you know, eventually the air will come out of the balloon, but that's kind of cool. At least let you take the token and do something with it. Haven says, Rodo, did you get profits off your Popcat? Congratulations on that buy back in the day. You know, I thought about Popcat, but I've been looking for it and I hadn't seen it. I don't know. I may have set a limit order and it may have reached it, and I'll have to see. I think that's what happened. I think I got it on CoinEx, and then I had my trade set up, and I think I had a limit. It got out. I have to check on that because I haven't seen it lately. I thought, because I was thinking about that the other day. So I thought I had some of this. Sometimes I will do that when I get into a trade. You know, like you know, if I see something here, and of course me, I like to buy these things, and I'll take my fibs or whatever and get my targets in place, and I'll just set my limit orders, and you know, and that's it. Take my profit and go. And I got it set where I don't have to management. I just got my things, and you know, where they hit, and sometimes I don't know. I just, oh look, we got dry powder from somewhere. It's where a trading journal will probably come in handy, but I just don't have patience for a trading journal unless you're trying to start out. They're great when you're starting out, trying to learn where you need to improve on yourself, but I'm not one to sit here and log down every little trade and emotion that I've got for every trade, and no, sorry, I'm too degenny, and that's probably not going to change. Hey, there's Donna. How's it going, Donna? Donna says setting limit orders really works for her too. Let's take a look at Woo. That one's been holding up. I might have some these are some of the ones that will be in my degen bag over on MexC that I may have, I may not have. It depends on if anything got hit. Well, we lost that. Got that to look forward to. Oh, everything seems to be trying to possibly, I don't know. So on the 4 hour, it looks like thing, you know, might come down a double bottom, might come down halfway at a fib area. But it looks like things, you know, we started rounding and curving, and there's some nice suggestions here that, you know, we're trying to put the brakes on a little bit. I guess that's the way I could explain it. It's not got the greatest, nah. So this one was being a little trendy. I thought we'd take a look at it. It looks like it's just come up and got a little retesting coming to the downside there. The bubbles are still in red. Hour looks kind of neat. Near's been kind of strong, hasn't it? I got a near play and I had to trimmed off a little bit of profit just as to manage risk since it was up. And the market starts going down a little bit more over the weekend for some reason. She may not continue to be up. She's looking good though. Really looks strong. And messy. Oh man, I got targets. I'm trying to figure out how I can clean this chart up and so it doesn't look as confusing. Get rid of some of these guys that we don't need. So it looks like charting on the daily. We've been above the 9-moving average on the daily. That's been to our side. We've reclaimed the 50. That's a bonus. We can just get these moving averages also to follow price right above that 50 moving average. That'll be cool. I got mixed signals here on the daily as they were trying to pop out of a green cloud and we got a little red one over here. That does not make any sense at all. So right off the bat, I'm not quite trusting this just yet, but moving averages are looking cool. Looking at the 4-hour looks kind of interesting. So what's up with near? 4 hours looking really interesting. Here's what's going on before. We got a 200 and a 50 moving average that have not yet crossed, and they might or they may not. That will be interesting to see. This yellow one here, and then this blue one. If it crosses, that's a good sign. That's technically your buy signal on this time frame. It's like, hey, yeah, you need to get in this soon. Buy now or buy the next dip. But she's going to be officially bullish on the Golden Cross, or it could just bend over like that. We got this little guy down here who could help that out a little bit. Times like this, I like to pull out my other moving averages, the bigger ones, to see how they're doing, and they're looking pretty good. Sucks that the 100 crossed over that, so oh, you might see that rejection. I'd watch near carefully. I would look for that cross to the upside. That would be a nice sign that maybe she's getting ready to do something. This is very reminiscent of a bump and run pattern, the way it came down and did all this, which is supposed to be a really strong pattern for more upside. But you'd just be looking for areas right up to where it started, which is about 855, if that's what it's trying to do. So interesting. How to read. Guys, the time is now 12:18. It's time for me to turn into a pumpkin. I appreciate you for hanging out with me tonight. We'll take one more last look at Bitcoin here. As she falls below 63,000. What are you doing, Bitcoin? Do you have a chance? I like how she's touching the, I mean, it's crazy. We're on the 6-minute time frame. So like in 2 hours, this is like, this means hardly anything. Oh, look. Why would I need to point this out? I don't know, but look. Supportive cup, rounded bottom. Adam and Eve, I don't know. Inverted up. No. So, what does it say on the bigger picture? So we're losing the moving averages here, probably more than likely coming down a little bit more with itty bitty Bitcoin. And this is just when we can just kind of look at these areas over here about 62, 565 and 62, 7, 12-ish area. 2, 4, something like that. Probably see that play out over the next few hours here, and maybe we'll find support and go to the upside, and maybe not. Maybe we'll come back down and test the lower of 62s. I do think I am curious. I'm watching again. What I'm watching for is just to see how if things start to shift overnight and then maybe midday or maybe toward tomorrow evening, we're seeing a little bit more of an uplift in some, especially some of the altcoins. You may see a lot of people coming out of Bitcoin and moving a little bit to the altcoins. I'm just speculating, but I'm kind of curious. I like to judge weekends just to kind of keep temperature for retail. So we got most of the big guys are out for a few days, so they can't dump on us too much. We still got a few in here, but mostly. But if we start seeing a shift where retail starts overpowering those that are playing right now, well, that's bull market on. That's basically what I'm doing on the weekends. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you again tomorrow night. God bless you. Keep God in your life. He's the kind of cool guy to have and hang around with.
Come on, come here, boy. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like you're so ice, ice, ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind. Unpredictable.
Good night, John boy.
Feet eye off the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you wish really was part your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets. Does your wifey know you're begging for my notice? Promise you're the same, running for the meds. Show you like my vibe, pass my candy on my...
Oh, stop it. Stop it. No. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. How are we doing tonight? Good. Excellent. So, I've recently been playing around with something called decentralized finance. And they like to call it DeFi, but I call it definitely confusing. So DeFi is like that friend who's always trying to convince you to go skydiving without a parachute. Trust me, it's going to be fine. But you know, if DeFi were a person, it would be that friend who is always suggesting those questionable ideas, but insists that they're always onto something big. Trust me, it's the future. You know who I'm talking about? Right. Tried explaining DeFi to my grandma. She still writes letters with a pen, so you can imagine how well that went, right? It's like online banking, grandma, but it's kind of like financial Jenga, but only with your real money. Isn't that the truth? One false move and So I decided to dip my toe into DeFi recently. I thought, well, why not? What could go wrong? Famous last words. It's like jumping into a pool without checking if there's any water. Oh look, now I'm swimming in debt now. But no, seriously, DeFi is all about smart contracts. Now they call them smart, but honey, I've seen smarter toasters. I mean, these contracts are like, I'm programmed to handle your money, but if I mess up, good luck in trying to figure out who's to blame. Oh, you guys are great. Thank you so much. And then there are these things called yield farms. You guys heard of them? Yeah. It's like, hey, let's plant some money seeds. Let's water them with hopes and dreams. And let's watch them grow into financial success. Spoiler alert, more often than not, it's crop failure. And let's not forget about liquidity pools. Now, it sounds gorgeous, doesn't it? Like a place you can go for a relaxing swim. Wrong. It's more like jumping into a pool filled with financial piranhas. Oh, you want to swim? Sorry, we're just here for your money. And they always have these names for these projects that sound like they came from a random word generator. Introducing Crypto Unicorn Banana Moon Lambo Coin. I mean, are we investing in cryptocurrency or are we creating our own version of Scrabble?
So, I've been doing this thing called crypto trading. You know, it's like buying and selling digital money like a garage sale, but without the rusty bicycles. You're a tough crowd tonight. You know, but I really like crypto. They got some crazy terms. I love the terms they use, but this one, HODL, H-O-D-L. That one just sounds crazy. It sounds like somebody misspelled the word hoe. And they always say, just hard on man. It's like they're giving financial advice with a speech impediment. And those charts, oh man, the charts. Man, I look at those charts and I feel like I'm reading a seismograph in an earthquake. Oh, look, it's going up. Nope, it's going up. It's going down. Maybe it's just doing the cha-cha. But you ever notice how crypto traders, they're always talking about it going to the moon? It's like the universe's most ambitious field trip. Next stop, Mars. Just kidding. I can't afford a spaceship ticket right now. But I bought some Dogecoin once because, you know, why not invest in a coin that started as a meme? I'm waiting every day for the day that we have Rickroll coin. Every time you check your balance on your phone, you get Rickroll.
You're locked to the seat. Then please subscribe, and if you like what we do, then smash that like button too. And if you love to drink it down, leave a comment down below. I like radar crypto. I like radar crypto. I like radar crypto. Radar.